Hello there everyone, welcome back to 14 Breaks. In this video we are taking a look at set 76216. This is the Iron Man Hall of Armor, or Armory, from 2022. This has 8 minifigures and a small Hall of Armor area here for suits, and then a bunch of accessories and stuff. This was $90 USD. We'll get into the price at the end of the video, so let's go ahead and take a closer look. So this is the Hall of Armor itself. It comes with enough space for 8 suits in total. And this is of course a different design from the first 2 Hall of Armor sets, and honestly I like the old design better. The reason why is because when you put these figures here, there's such a big space from the top of the helmet to the top of the actual section here, and it just looks kind of awkward. I like the old ones better because each figure kind of took up the whole space and it just made it look better. And the other ones are also just smaller and more simple, and you know, you can have more suits displayed while taking up less space. These are somewhat compatible with the old ones, but they are obviously taller, so it is a bit awkward trying to connect them. They do look good though. I like the garage door pieces here for the outer areas of each section, or I believe they're called chambers. There's a couple little accessory parts here. This is holding just a fire extinguisher and one of those newer stud shooter designs. And then over here for the Mark 85 armor, we've got this piece that goes onto that and just connects right onto there. So that's really all there is to say about this part. So there are 3 of these little screens that you can insert into the Hall of Armor. I'm trying to get the best lighting here I can with them. This one is a screen of a hologram of the Silver Centurion minifigure. I will say, Lego, why? They gave the new helmet design for this figure, and as we all know, the original Silver Centurion minifigure does not have that helmet. It's got the OG helmet, the one everyone loves the most for the most part. And yeah, they gave it the new helmet, and I just kind of was not happy about that because, I don't know, it's just seemed kind of wrong in a way. It's not a big deal, but I just kind of wish they would have, you know, put the original design for this one. This is a hologram of the Mark 1. This is the exact representation of the original figure here, and it just says Mark 1 reconstruction, and there's not a whole lot going on, but it is cool. Lastly here we've got a hologram of, I believe, the Mark 50, because it does say nanotech there, and it kind of looks like the Mark 50 there. Could be the Mark 85 though. So that is that one. So this set is based off of Iron Man 2, and they did include Tony Stark's car. And here in the back, they've got 3 pieces. These are on stickers, and this is a layout of the Stark Expo, and that is pretty cool. And of course, it was an Audi or Audi, whatever you like to call it, R8 that was driven in the movie, but since this isn't a Speed Champion set and stuff, they didn't copy the exact model of the car, but they got kind of some same stuff going on with it, but it's obviously not an exact representation. We got Stark 11 on the back. That is the only sticker or print in this car, or I guess the speedometer as well. But yeah, there's not a whole lot going on. It's a good looking car, but not a whole lot to say really. And just like the original Hall of Armor, they've got a centerpiece for Iron Man to suit up on. I don't like this one as much as the original. It doesn't connect to the Hall of Armor itself, so it's just kind of loose on its own, and it's a lot more plain and everything. There's no arms that are, you know, coming out of the ground to, you know, put the suits on Tony Stark and stuff, and it's just plain boring, doesn't connect to the Hall of Armor, so I'm not a fan. The set includes a couple of these little table desks on wheels here. Here on this one, we have got this one, and they just use these kind of stud pieces with the things coming out of them to as wheels there, and it looks good, I guess. They've got this piece here, which kind of looks like I forget what it is, but the thing you talk into, and then it makes it louder. And in the instructions, they tell you to put this helmet here. I guess it's just some random stuff that Tony has laying around. That's what they tell you to do with that. We've got on this table a couple blueprints here for, I guess, what looks like the Captain America shield prototype, and something there, I'm not entirely sure what that is meant to be. Here we've got a coffee cup, this thing, which I will show you what that is for in a second, and some screens there. We've got in progress, and that's because he is constructing a suit, specifically the Mark III, I guess is what they're going for. But basically, that's like that. It's constructing the suit, it's in progress, and then that's showing the helmet and some other angles of it there. Another thing I forgot to show is they do include this little piece for you to connect onto the bottom of the torso, and it's basically just like parts hanging out of the bottom of the torso there. We've got a couple workshop areas. Here's what it looks like, and here, this is that thing where you turn this wheel thing, this lever, and this would go down and penetrate through metal or wood or whatever you have set on there. And it's a good little build. I don't really see the point of this, but it works, I guess. This is kind of a cool build though. It's got a microfig of, I guess, what would be Iron Man, but there is no printing, unfortunately. Lamp there, what looks like an arc reactor kind of thing going on, a wrench, a drill, and in the drawers there is nothing. It's just 4 plain drawers there. So that is that. And here we have another version of Dummy. This time he is on a bit more of a stand with 4 wheels, and yeah, they seem to have a pretty different model going on every single time. This one is, I feel like, a bit more mobile with the arm, at least, just with having ball joints, it's more mobile and stuff. I think I like the other designs better, but this one is fine, I guess. Not that this really matters for the review, but they do include this chair as well too for Tony to sit on. This is the Tony Stark minifigure in the set that you get. This is probably one of the least interesting Tony Stark figures among the ones they've released so far. The torso is cool though, I believe referencing one of the movies, and his alternate face is the typical angry heads-up display. And this is the Pepper Potts minifigure. Pretty average printing all around, nothing really special about this figure in particular. I think it looks good though, and of course she does have an alternate face. Nick Fury is also included in this set. Unfortunately, this is the same exact Nick Fury figure we've been getting since 2019. It is a very good figure. I just wish that we would get a new one by now, but I do like it. And this is War Machine. I do like this figure a lot. Besides the helmet, I personally hate the new helmets. The gun that is mounted on the back I think is nice, how it's a bit smaller than the previous ones, having a stud shooter. The printing is very nice. Looks a bit like a female torso, not gonna lie though. This is what the minifigure looks like without that neck piece. This is the face under the helmet, and there is no alternate face. Now getting into the Iron Man suits, this is the Mark III armor. This figure looks good, again, besides the new helmet, but the printing all around is very, very nice. It's pretty simple. I personally don't really see the point of this figure, seeing as how they did release another Mark III with the original helmet in the same year. They should have just given us another suit that we haven't yet gotten, but whatever. And just so you guys know, this suit and all the suits following do have a blue head under them, as they are meant to be on display. And this is the Mark 85 armor. This is probably the one I definitely don't see the point in this set, as this is an Iron Man 2 set, and the Mark 85 wasn't in until Endgame. And this is also a remake of a suit that we already got. This just has the new helmet, and I think there's just slight difference in some of the printing here. Don't see the point of this minifigure at all. The printing is nice, but we just didn't need this. This is probably the only Iron Man figure in the set that actually makes sense. This is the Mark 25 Striker armor. It is, I believe, supposed to be a construction-based suit, which is why it's got those gauntlets on the hands and that yellow shoulder piece, and I think the printing all around is good. I like it, honestly, besides, of course, the new helmet, but yeah, that is all. And the last minifigure in the set, this is Whiplash. He's got those cool blue chains. I personally would have preferred if they would have done the version of Whiplash where he didn't really have a shirt on and just had those random pieces on his chest, but this works as well for the final battle suit. It is definitely a bit plain, but there is a lot of printing in there. It's just all the same color. It does use the comic style helmet. On the back, he's got an angry face. They do include an extra hair piece that you can put on him with a happy face in the front. So for $90 USD, is this worth it? No, absolutely not. The original Hall of Armor was, I believe, $50 when it came out. It had, I believe, more pieces than this, or very similar. Had basically the same amount of minifigs, 6 or 7. This one has 8. This is $90. I've considered all the things that would make a Lego set more expensive. You know, size of pieces, minifigures, pieces in general, and nothing adds up about this being $90. This is by far the most overpriced Lego set I've ever bought. I did manage to get it for $54 on Amazon though, for a good deal, but the original listing price in stores and on the Lego website is $90 for some reason. I don't know why. I don't really like this set personally. I'm just getting it because I want to have all the Iron Man figures, and to do that I need to get this. I personally hate the new helmets. I will be doing a video next week probably comparing all of the helmet designs and talking about the pros and cons of them, deciding which one's the worst, which one's the best between the three. But yeah, definitely don't really like this set. Some of the figures are okay. I don't think there's really any figures in this set that are like really good in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.